Hi there, everyone. Adam Schrager, the Storyteller with the AmFam Institute. I am joined by my colleagues, Dr. Joy Ippolito, who is the Social Impact Investment Director, one of them here at the Institute, and Rob Kornblum, who is a principal and our fund manager. Thank you both so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam.
I think, Joy, I want to start. We're talking about founder wellness, and we're announcing a new founder wellness program for our portfolio companies today. But your background in mental health and providing therapy, you come to this with a different perspective than I think maybe other people in this field do. Why is this issue so important to you?
Thanks for that question. We've been talking about mental health now for years, some would say decades. We still haven't normalized that conversation. We often say, go get help if you need it. Yes, we care about you as a person, but we don't take the next step to actually prove out how can we be supportive. And so with this new founder wellness initiative, we want to actually, follow up with saying we care about you. We care about you as a whole person. Your health is important, but mental health is a strong portion of that. And so whether that means, getting some additional skills to help you prevent burnout, these are stressful jobs, we understand that, and, making sure that you can be there for your team and for your company every day, or, those inevitable points of life, we all hit them where maybe you need additional support, maybe you need, that kind of strong backer, and you might need something more than, the average coach. We want to be there to help support you in that. And I think it's really important that, we be proactive in making sure that they have the tools that they need.
So Rob, you just heard Joy talk about the stress associated with this. You lived this in your past as a startup founder. I guess, why does this speak to you so much?
Yeah, thanks, Adam. I think the thing for me is understanding just how challenging the role is as a founder, right? You're trying to create something from nothing. It's an incredibly lonely role. There are very few people that you can speak to about how difficult it is, the ups and downs. You feel like you can't really talk to your board because they have this kind of higher fire ability. You can't bring a lot of this home to your spouse or significant other or partner. And so it just feels really isolating and really lonely. And I know I felt that, in addition to being a founder, I also have worked as a coach. And every founder that I've worked with has gone through, different points of super highly stressful times. And I feel like that there's this blurry line sometimes between stress, anxiety, burnout, and depression. And we don't really talk about that. And I think one of the other challenges is that as a founder, you're really, you feel this need to be positive all the time. You're always selling, right? You're selling your next investor, you're selling employees to join you, you're selling customers. And it's really hard to acknowledge and expose that vulnerability of when things are challenging or worse, when they're trending towards, maybe having to close the company or that sort of thing. And so I just feel like it's incredibly important for us to be part of not only supporting our founders with this, but being part of a bigger conversation around this.
Speaking of that bigger conversation, ideally, we have a portfolio that at this point is 23 companies, I believe. Like in the grand scheme of things, there's only so much we can do. What needs to happen as it relates to this topic?
Well, I can certainly jump in, but Rob, want to hear what you have to say as well. We see this as step one. There are many steps that we could take. We could have kept this private. We announced this to our founders several weeks back before the holidays because we wanted them to already start getting to use it. But our goal today and moving forward in this year and beyond is that we want this to be the first step for everybody. We want more investors. We want more partnerships. We want, everything from accelerators up to growth investors joining us in this conversation, because we firmly believe that, supporting founders in this is going to help create stronger, better companies. It's not just about the people, because the people are what make that company. And so our hope is that, we're not going to be the only ones that, in a couple months and a couple of years from now, we're going to see a real movement among venture capital and growth investing that everyone is, kind of supporting this initiative.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Joy. I think there are so few investors who have any sort of formal program around mental health or around coaching. I could probably count on one hand, or maybe two, but that's about it out of thousands of VCs and hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into startups. And so, I think we want to help again normalize a conversation around mental health and normalize all kinds of different support structures. That could be coaching, It could be improvements in physical, health that support mental health. It could be sleep related. It can be, founder groups. It can be, there are any number of things. And I think we want to invite a bigger conversation among entrepreneurs supporting each other and among VCs in creative ways that they can support their founders.
Fundamentally, too, I don't think any of us want to see any of these founders suffering in silence. I mean, that's the worst part of this whole thing, right, Joy? Kind of what it all boils down to.
I can't state that enough. When we create our portfolio, when we look through and figure out who's going to join us, it's not just about, oh, you have a great company, a great idea. We care about our founders and the people who work for them as people. We can't say we're in making this investment if we don't care about their day-to-day lives, because that's who they are, whether it's, your spouses, your children, your friends, all of your loved ones, your pets. That's who, is important to you in your life. We want to be there to support that. And we want to be there, to help you stand back up if you're feeling like you're stumbling.
Rob, I don't want us to give ourselves tennis elbow for patting ourselves on the back so much, but what have you heard from people when you start to socialize this issue?
I think people are really excited about, the portfolio companies I'm talking to are really excited that we're taking steps. They're excited that we're engaging in conversation with them. So this isn't just our idea we're rolling out, although that is the first part of it. But as we build this into a much more holistic program, we really do want their feedback into how we can support them. And then in the broader entrepreneurial community, I think there's a real desire, a real need. People talk about it, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, about, where can I find support? Who can I talk to? How do I do this? And so I think there's a real excitement around it and a real understanding that there's a need here.
It's fascinating. Rob, Joy, thank you both so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.